Now, for the longest time, there has been the agitation that funding is for commercial banks are not sufficient. They don't adequately meet with the needs of the entrepreneur or the enterprise that is going into. So there are some certain clarifications you need to make, like I said. So the first thing you need to understand is that commercial loans, commercial-based transactions, development finance are for executing your growth strategy. Now, the difference between a development loan and what you see in the commercial banks, which are the commercial loans, really is the purpose. The commercial loans, as the name implies, are for commercial or trade-based transactions. So typical in nature, they are short term, okay? They're for a specific purpose, okay? And there's the likelihood that the transaction or the purpose for which the monies were given to as a loan would pay itself under short term. So most of the time, the loans in the banks or commercial banks are within a year. So if you are a trader, so in other words, there's not much value add in the business that you do. So you buy from a source and you are selling from that source without really changing the components, okay? So maybe you're a retailer or you're a wholesaler, okay? Then you cannot, the development loan is not for you. The commercial loan is for you, because commercial loans, like I said, are for commercial or trade-based transactions to a large extent. So, or maybe you have a contract, okay? That is another trade-based transaction. There's not much, you are not expanding your business per se. You're taking fund for a specific purpose, and it's a commercial purpose, and then it has almost a terminal date. Now, if you are a farmer and you sell fish, okay? If you are a fish farmer, for example, right, a development loan can be used to acquire things like the assets that you require in fish farming. It can be used if you want to forward integrate. For example, maybe you have a fish farm, and then maybe you now want to go ahead and begin to process the fish, either by drying or the rest, and then so that you can now have a finished product that you're selling aside the raw fish. Or you want to backward integrate. Maybe you want to start producing the feed, or you want to start producing a component that is required, for your production. So as the case may be, right? If it's either for a forward integration or a backward integration of your business, then a development loan is very, very suitable for you. Why? Because that aspect of the line of the business, like I said, remember, it's supposed to enable you carry out your growth strategy. That line of the business, there's a likelihood that it will not begin to repay itself over 1 year. So it needs a longer time. And again, if you want to, for example, begin to dry fish, okay, and sell or process fish to sell, you need to get more equipment, you need to get more resources, you need to get a store or some way of marketing, packaging, and selling. So it's not just a trade-based transaction, but it's impacting almost all aspects of your business. And you need to look at the various aspects of your business in doing it. The first thing, okay, which is the operations aspect, okay? The manpower aspect. I've talked about the marketing aspect that you need. Of course, the finance, which is going to come in there, and everything. So you see, and then the sales aspect of it, not only just marketing now, but you're going to say, what is my sales strategy? Your customer in the fresh fish line will not necessarily be the same as those in the dry fish line. The dry fish line, maybe your consumers or your customers there are supermarkets. The dynamics of sales for the supermarkets may not be the same as the retailer that comes to take fish from you and goes to the market to sell. So you need to begin to look at all these different aspects of your business differently and begin to plan for them. And that's why you need a development loan.